Okay, here's examples for the homework tonight. So in the first section, you're going to list how many elements there are. Here we have 1, 2. So you're going to write 2 elements. Look on your periodic table and write their names. You have sodium and you have chlorine. In the second column, you're going to list all of your elements and their symbols, and you're going to count their atoms. So you're going to list the element symbols. You have sodium and you have chlorine. Then the second step is to look at every element and count or look at your subscripts with those elements and list them. So right here, sodium, there's nothing written, so remember the rule: if nothing's there, it's understood to be 1. Chlorine is 1, so you're going to write down that you have 1 of each. Now, in this particular one, we don't have any parentheses or any coefficients, so that's as far as you can go. On the third column, you're going to total the number of atoms. So you add up this column of the total number of atoms. We have a total of 2. Now on the second worksheet, you're going to do the same thing. Count your atoms. In this one down here, we have 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 elements. They are calcium, carbon, and oxygen. And you're going to look on your periodic table for those symbols so that you can write their names. Now, the first step is to list all the element symbols that are in the compound, Ca, C, and O. Then we're going to look at the subscript with each element. This subscript, there's nothing written there, so we have 1. For carbon, there's nothing there, so it's understood we have 1. For oxygen, we have 3. Now there's no parentheses, however, we have a coefficient. So remember, the coefficient gets multiplied by every single atom. So you need to come over here and write times 6, times 6, and times 6. And then do your math. So 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 6 is 6, 3 times 6 is 18. And then you're going to add those together. So that total should be 30. Now on the back page, when we do this example, we'll look right here. You do the same thing. Count your number of elements. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 elements. We have carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. Now when we count our atoms, we write our symbols down for every element. C for carbon, H for hydrogen, N for nitrogen, and O for oxygen. The second step is to look at the subscript for every single element. We have 3 carbons, we have 5 hydrogens, we have 1 nitrogen, and we have 3 oxygens. Then if you have a parentheses, remember this subscript only applies or is connected to the elements that are inside the parentheses. So this 3 you are going to multiply by everything inside the parentheses only. So that means you're going to multiply this 3 times your nitrogen and then times your oxygen. Now we have our coefficient. Remember, the rule for the coefficient is that it goes with every atom that follows it. So this has to be multiplied by every single atom in the compound. So you're going to multiply everything by 4. Then you're going to do your math and you're going to total it up.